It's the end of the day with Ray. Hello, my friends. Okay, we've all been to the restaurant. You walk in the front door, and it's just a pitiful looking place, disgusting, dirty, maybe some hoodlums hanging around there, and you're thinking to yourself, I'm not eating here. The food's got to be terrible. But then someone talks you into staying. No, you got to stay. You got to stay. You know, it's close. I don't want to go anywhere else. And you sit down and you get the menu. You start reading the menu, and you think to yourself, oh, my God, this food sounds good. I mean, they're talking about the cattle, you know, is raised on the mountainsides in Switzerland, feeding off of fresh, green, sweet grass as the river runs by it. And you're thinking, oh my gosh, I gotta have that hamburger. And then of course you get the burger and it tastes like crap. Well, sometimes when I look at the financials and the way they're presented, you know, in the document imaging channel of the manufacturers, you know, they'll present these financials sometimes and they're trying to make that food taste really good. And it really, it's not good. It looks bad. But they try to make it look good in the way they describe it. You know, they say that the decrease is such a much better positive decrease over the last decrease. I mean, they have a way to make words, and by the time you're done reading the analysis of the financials, you're thinking, well, I guess everything's okay over there. You know, and if it's a Japanese company, they're using all the yen numbers, and it's all confusing, and you just, oh, this sounds okay. Well, they'll be all right. So I decided, you know what, I read the financial results for Konica. I got so confused by it. I mean, there's like 300 words written. And all I want to know is what the top line and what the bottom line number was. How hard is that? Give me the top line, give me the bottom line number. As I was reading this article, I'm thinking to myself, it reminded me of the sales rep that's going into the sales manager, giving them all the reasons why they're not selling stuff. Well, you know, there's COVID, and I tried to sell the church, but the pastor, he's on vacation. It's going on and on. It's like, oh my God, can you just get to the results? So I decided that I was going to do the Konica financials, and I'm going to call it Ray's Review. I've made it simple. Let's just talk about the top line and bottom line, because I know a lot of people, you're wondering what it is, because you can't even understand it when you read the article. So here you go, my friends. Want to keep it simple on my ClearTouch interactive board. I got a PowerPoint slide here. It's called Ray's Review. Let's keep it simple, because it is simple, right? Top line of Konica Minolta for the 9 months ending 12/31 was 614.88 billion yen, or 5.8 billion US dollars. 5.8 billion US dollars, a decrease of 17.7%. I wanted to capitalize all the words in decrease to make it clear it was a decrease. I don't care if it was a positive decrease over the last decrease. I don't care about any of that nonsense. It's too damn confusing. It was a decrease of 17.7%. Their profit for the 9 months is negative. Again, I capitalized all the words. It's negative, okay? And I went ahead and translated the yen number. It's a $190 million loss. A $190 million loss for the 9 months ending 12/31. We'll see how they end their year. Their year ends in March of 2021. Let's see what happens there. But folks, that's the results. Simple. We didn't need 400 words to try to make it all confusing. Maybe things are going okay over at Konica, because I don't think they are. 190 million loss is a big number. And I would just ask this question, because I haven't seen this question asked by anybody. What about all covered? You have this IT services company. You owned it for 10 years. Everybody's going to the cloud, all this activity around IT. We had 11, 12 months. I would think that'd be knocking it out of the park. If they are knocking it out of the park, you should really separate that number out and tell the whole world. Our print business is one that fell in the toilet. It's terrible, terrible, terrible. But look what we did over here in IT. But you didn't do enough over here in IT to offset you, to get you positive results. You know, folks, here's the reality. Xerox doesn't even have IT business. If they do, they don't really talk about it. It's a pretty small piece of their business, right? It's not like all covered. They're not going into the marketplace with global imaging like Konica could be going in with all covered. We all know that, right? There's no IT arm like that. But they had 7% profit. So, what's going on? Just a question. And maybe if we kept things simple, we'd ask more questions. Just something to think about, because folks, we got to tighten our belts. We got to control our cost. We can't keep losing money, whether you're a manufacturer or whether you're a dealer. And the only way you're going to do that is to control your costs. And over the next month, I'm going to talk about ways that the dealers can really rein in their costs. We're going to talk about some cool stuff. I got some great partners on my collaborative platform that help dealers save money and control costs. And ladies and gentlemen, if we want to transition into IT services and do it profitably, well, we got to clean house. We got to clean our house and get it in order so that coming out of 2021, we have flourishing businesses. And we're not that sales rep. Every time the financials have to be read, coming up with all the reasons why we're not making money. That's not a good place to be. I'm going to end this the way I always do. Status quo is the killer of all that'll be invented. Don't get stuck in status quo, and I'll see you all on Monday.